Hello, and welcome to pathway number 6, focus and insight. Clarity and stillness will reward you. This is the age between 50 and 60, this decade of our lives. This is really a decade where I feel like people come into their greatest intuitive powers. If they're clean and if they've worked through the earlier pathways in some form in their lives, not just through these videos, but if they've done the work, if a person has really done the work, then by the age of 50, to 60, they are not only able to clearly speak their truths and communicate well with others, but they may have a sixth sense or a sixth sense. So the reason I bring this up is because I feel like if you can harness this energy, even at a younger age than 50 to 60, you can be guided by your own truths, your own values, and you will be less likely to be persuaded by others. It's going to be much harder to persuade somebody between the ages of 50 and 60 than to persuade somebody between the ages of 10 to 20 or 20 to 30. Even 30 to 40, we're still learning so much and creating our worlds. So by this decade, people should have a grounded intuition with themselves. And this is where I want you to really focus on that intuition. The acupuncture point is called Yin Tong. It's an extra point that I chose. It is said to calm the Shen, our mind. And if our mind is calm, then we can go with our gut or our intuition. This point benefits the nose and helps with nasal congestion, nasal discharge, nosebleeds. It treats dizziness, insomnia, and agitation or restlessness. This is a great point for animals or children to calm them. This also treats eye disorders. I've used this point specifically with people crossing over to calm them, because people who are about to pass away from old age or life-threatening long-term illnesses, they get agitated right before they cross over. And this is a great point, instead of the morphine usually given, to calm the patient down for the transition. But this point can also just harness your own intuition. In traditional Chinese medicine, the heart and small intestine are a paired organ system, and they are said to be in charge of the mind. They are supposed to be in charge of the mind. But here in our society, we let our mind run our world. So I'm going to ask you to actually find your intuition in your heart and in your gut. That feeling that tells you something is right for you or not right for you. This is a time for you to really follow through what feels right to your true north, and to follow through on the things you feel that are best for you. This can be hard. Our world can be wrapped up around other people and their needs coming first. I know, I'm a parent. I put my child's needs above my own. And this is where we need to be able to discern what is right for our intuition and intuitive guide. The foods that I'm going to ask you to focus on are, one being oats, good old oatmeal. And I love oat milk. It's really easy to make. Just YouTube it with raw oats. It's simple. Make yourself warm, sweet. In traditional Chinese medicine, it's considered warm and sweet. And oats calm the mind again to get our mind out of the way of our intuition. Oats strengthen the spleen and harmonize the stomach. Both of those organ systems are about ruminating and overthinking. An overactive mind will damage your digestion. So oats can help with this. Oats regulate our qi and help to get the qi flowing in the direction it needs to go. For example, rebellious qi is when qi goes up and you might get a burp. It's going the wrong direction. Or when you have hiccups, it's considered rebellious qi going the wrong direction. So oats are good at keeping the qi going in the direction it needs to in your physiological body. Oats do stop lactation, so too many oats can be bad for a breastfeeding mother. Just so you know, this is something that's not taught in Western medicine or Western nutrition, but oats can be hard on lactation. So if you are you having trouble with lactation, if you've just given birth, or if you're preparing to give birth, maybe back up on the oat milk or oats. The herb is one of my absolute favorite of all time teas, chamomile. But not only do I like this herb for eating, I like to smell, or drinking, I like this herb for smelling. Chamomile is amazing, and it is magical when you smell the best chamomile. I've grown chamomile, I've bought chamomile essential oils, I've made body products with chamomile. I just love chamomile. It's actually really great healing herb for wounds. But besides that, chamomile specifically is calming. It's good for sleep and relaxation. It's a great digestive aid. Strengthens your immunity, lowers your blood sugar, and reduces inflammation. You can research it yourself if chamomile's not right for you. Some people don't like it. That's fine. Just research what's best for you and use your intuition. On all of this, I want you to use your intuition, your gut, your heart. The position I want you to YouTube and try is a yoga pose called child's pose. And when you're in the proper child's pose, if you can get there, if you can't, don't worry. But if you go all the way down, you can put your forehead, yin tong, on the mat or on the ground where you practice your child's pose. So YouTube some child's poses. And YouTubing child's poses can be, there's plenty of videos on child's pose. And you can modify it to what's comfortable for you. Again, your skill level will determine what child's pose you do best. Child's pose is calming of the mind. Again, moving our mind out of the way so we can get deeper into our intuition and insight. Child's pose is great for digestion and elongates the lower back. Child's pose can really remind you of the importance of rest and repair. The color is the deep blue or the indigo. And the homework. I want you to sit quietly for 11 minutes. This is where the clarity and stillness will reward you. And then I want you to write for 11 minutes. Just set your timer. Everybody has a timer on their phone. I want you to practice all week long following your intuition or insight, even if that means taking a different path to and from work. Taking your intuition on whether or not it's right for you to go somewhere or do something or eat something. Really take a moment before you do everything and follow your intuition. Listen to yourself and then decipher. Patience is what you give yourself as the patient. This present moment is the gift. Slowing down in clarity and stillness. Practice not feeling rushed, even if you're late. Take a deep breath and remind yourself you will get there when you're supposed to. Make time to be present in nature without electronics and even without talking. Just be in nature. Be present and listen. I want you to do 11 minutes of your mantra, prayer, and meditation, and by now you know 5 of them. I'm going to teach you the 6th today. And I want you to practice 11 minutes every single day of saying your mantra. Happy healing. Here's your mantra, prayer, meditation. Memorize it and say it for the next 7 days. Do your homework and enjoy. Happy healing. I am insightful and guided by my intuition. 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 Continue repeating and memorize. Namaste.